Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday. So excited to be here as always with y'all, my crew. Um, I am Brandy, for those of you who are new here. Thank you so much for joining. And we are live. We are live in person. Well, as in person as any of us can be these days. And you guys know I love doing these lives. It's my like treat of the week. It's my way to connect to all of you, catch up with you, see how your weeks are going, see how I can help you on your style journey. So thank you so much for being here. I'll give folks a little bit of time to pop on and say hello. I go live every Friday at 1, barring anything like, unforeseen. But I really do these consistently so that you guys always know where you can find me and when you can find me. So Fridays at 1 Central, I go live. I talk about different things, in terms of your style, confidence, body shapes, mindset, beauty. Even sometimes we'll do a little bit of that today. So yeah, just super excited to be here with you. If you are here, please say hello. If you are in my Facebook group, please go ahead and click the permissions for StreamYard so I can actually see your name, which would be super helpful, or put your name in the comments when you chat in. Well, let's get it going. So today's topic, we're talking about fall accessories. So I've been talking about fall stuff a lot because, 'tis the season. And so we've talked about, your layering pieces. We've talked about how to up the visual interest in a look and what visual interest means. If you're in my Style for Smart Cookies group, we had a little post on that where people can chime in around like what they think visual interest is or like how they decide to incorporate it into their own style. So lots of good stuff with that. So today we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about fall accessories. I think so. It's interesting. Like fall is not my favorite season because fall, sorry, y'all, let me close down some notifications. Fall is not my favorite season. I don't mind it now that I live in Houston. It living on the East Coast for, almost 15 years, I guess more in childhood and all that. Fall was ever my favorite season because it meant that winter was coming. And winter is definitely not, it's like my least favorite season in terms of like snow and polar vortexes and shoveling and like all the things that happen with that. So I always liked the idea of fall when I lived on the East Coast, of like the Christmas in the air, the change of seasons, and all of that. But it also incited terror because I'm like, oh my God, winter's going to be here and I hate it. So living in a warmer climate, I get to experience fall. It does actually get cold here. I'm in Houston now, y'all. I mean, it will get to like, in the 20s, even like in the depths of winter. It's still pretty warm right now. But what I love is I get to experience fall without the fear of winter. Fall is my favorite fashion season. So even though it's not my favorite season, it is my favorite fashion season. I think for a lot of people, it's summer because it's like you're more carefree and this and that. I actually have a harder time getting dressed in summer. I feel like things aren't as interesting to me. And I fall a little bit more in like a rut, just like tank top and shorts or whatever. It's just like so hot, right? In fall, OMG, you got layers and textures and coziness and all those yummy things that I think just make getting dressed more interesting. So, I'm very excited about that. And let me see. Can I see who's on yet? All right, y'all, chat into the comments. Let me know. Let me know who's here. So with fall being my favorite season and all the textures and all the fun things that happen there, we are going to talk specifically today about accessories. But I want to hear from you guys. Like, what is your favorite fashion season? So maybe not, it doesn't have to be the same as your favorite season. What's your favorite fashion season? Let me know in the comments. If you are watching this on the replay, I have love for my replay people as well. You can go ahead and just give me that hashtag replay in the comments so that when I go back through, I can make sure I didn't miss your comment and can say hi and give you a chat. So that's what we got going on. So we are going to talk about a few different things with accessories. So first up, we're going to be talking about hats, jewelry, and then some ways to do some visual interest in a little bit of some unexpected ways that you may not be thinking about. I see someone says hi in the comments. Hello. I can't see your name, but I'm super excited that you're here. You can pop your name for me in the comments and I will say hi back. Spring and fall, love layers. Ooh, yeah. That's how I feel. Like layering helps me get that visual interest in a way that like I don't have to think about. Whereas in summer, it's like your outfit is your outfit. Like you got to do everything just in your base layers. So like I don't know. Like um I just love that, you know, in fall, you get to do those layers. In spring too. That's true. I'm also a huge sucker for jackets, you guys. Like, it's a problem. So blazers, jackets, coats, like I just keep buying them. So there's that. Less so this year, but like there's a chocolate brown leopard print. I can't get enough of leopard print, y'all. Chocolate brown leopard print overcoat at Ann Taylor. And I mean, it took everything I had to leave it at the store. I don't even know why I did leave it at the store. I'm probably just going to go back and get it or get it online. But I mean, it was chocolate brown. You don't often see like a dark leopard print. So that was very exciting. And then also, it's, you know, a coat. So I have to have it. Ah. So there's that. Hi, Allison. So good to see you. Hey, Carrie. Good to see you too. If you guys have any questions, we'll do like a little bit of Q&A too. So like, let me know if there's anything else that you guys want to hear about as we get into this. All right. So let's talk hats first. I'm going to do this one first because y'all are going to be like, where am I wearing a hat? I sit in my living room all day, potentially, if that is your life. But I still want you guys to have all the information you need on how to up your accessories game, right? So like this pandemic is not going to control our lives. I mean, it does a little bit, but you still need to know all the things you need to know. So hats. Some of you are beanie people, which is super cute. Like I think hats are very personal. Like it's also like your head shape comes into play. But what I really love about hats is like you get to have that kind of like topper to your outfit. So I'm very much a fan of like a fancier hat. Surprise. I know, no one's surprised. I look a little bit ridiculous in like a regular beanie. I have a really small head. I have talked to you guys about that before. So it just makes everything like it's not great. It's not great. So I have one that's a little bit more of like a beret is a strong word, okay, but it's like beret-ish. It's a little bit more full. It's a knit hat, so I really like that one. I should have brought that one in for you guys to see. I love that. That's my winter hat, which I do still use in Houston, which is fun. And then I brought in just some samples, right? So like a good old fedora, y'all. Like I got this, I think at like a TJ Maxx, like 4 or 5 years ago. It's like $17.99. Like, how cute is she? She's cute. I mean the hat, but like it's adorbs, right? So it's one of those things where like, am I going to wear it on a Zoom call in my living room? Yes. That does not have to be your life, but like, would I do it? I would. I also enjoy that with this style, it looks good when my hair is curly or straight. Just putting that out there. So you know, you can get into something like this. And again, we're gonna go through hats, even though I understand fully you might be like, this is not my life right now. We are going to get to the things that are also applicable, more applicable or more relevant in a pandemic. But like, it's so cute. The thing I always want to make sure to tell you guys is like, there are times when we talk ourselves out of style before we even try it. You may be a fedora person. You may be a person who, even if you only wear this hat once a month to like the grocery store or something, that you just like had a moment where you're like, I'm going to put it on, it may completely make you feel so happy, even if it's just you walking to your car. So like, I always want to put that out there, right? Like we talk ourselves out of style moments so often, like, oh, like, I don't know if I look good in that, or like, that's for like that kind of person, etc. Like just try it. You never know. You may get all sorts of joy. I mean, look at this. Like it doesn't even like match. Doesn't matter. This is a color that goes with everything. So just saying. We got that one. I should have brought in the knit one, y'all. I did not. Also, side note, last week we talked about the Pattern Beauty line from Tracy Ellis Ross. You guys, I don't know. I guess I just usually wash my hair toward the beginning of the week because you guys are getting like my day 5 hair again, which is like not that awesome. But like you guys, I still have curls. I still have texture. I'm really liking the Pattern Beauty line. So go back and watch my last live if you want to check that out. Also, I'm uploading a whole review on YouTube. So if you've not gotten into my YouTube channel, please do. We also have this guy. I mean, yes. Like, is it a ton of look? Yes. Do I love it? Also, yes. So this is not an everyday hat, okay? Like, let's just be clear. Like, this hat, I actually in the fall do wear like almost every day. Like, it just is very easy to me. It's not very big. This clearly is like one part church lady, one part who do you think you are and where you're going. But I love that. Like, I think, again, like we need to challenge ourselves sometimes to just like put on the things and just like live our lives. I will say, for those of you who've taken my quiz, which I hope is all of you, I will put that link here so that you can go take it if you have not. style.brandeisnicole.com/quiz. This clearly is more of like a statement, maximalist situation, right? So if you're a classic or a minimalist, I understand. You're like, I understand where you're going, Brandy, but like that is not my lane. Totally fine, right? But I still just want to let you know we've got visual interest with a print. We've got like a little bit of texture. Oh my God, these things are mirrored. I never know where I am. So we've got some texture. There's just different ways to up your style and still have it be comfortable to you. If you are more on that minimalist or classic side, I would say just look into, like beanies, things that are really simple. Classic, I would go more toward like berets or like knit hats that just have just a very classic vibe. You can also look up cloche, Cloche, cloche hats. It's just a type of like fedora type hat, but it's smaller on the head. They're sometimes called bell hats. Smaller on the head, so a little bit of a brim. Those are very classic, very chic, very cute. So check out the quiz. For those of you who have taken it, put in the comments what you got because I'm always so curious. And before we go on from hats into things that you can wear all the time, let me just check out the comments. Okay, so hi. Carrie is loving the look of the off-shoulder top. This is the thing that I'm loving right now, y'all. Like I just bought, it's not staying up. So like maybe don't get this one. But like off the shoulder tops are still here in fall, which is like super fun. I love when things that feel like trend are still relevant and trendy the next season because you get so much more wear out of them. So I just got this like last week. It's more of like a summery print, right? Hello, summery. But I'm like, I don't care. Like red's still like a great color for fall. I'm inside, so I don't have to worry about my shoulders getting cold because I'm not going anywhere. Like just to be able to have that kind of visual interest, like on a Zoom call, living my life, doing the things that I do. I'm super excited about that. So I am going to take this banner off so you guys can see my top a little bit more. So there's that. Okay, someone else says, I share your love of all jackets and coats, right? It's a thing. Like, I just heart them so much. There's something about them, y'all, where I think what it is they help me feel like I finished my outfit. And it's just such an easy way to do that of just like, girlfriend got dressed. It's like, it's structured. I don't know. Like, I love them so much. Carrie's also wondering about vests. I live in vests during this time to keep my neck warm. Would love ideas on affordable vests. That's a really great question. When I am looking for something more on the affordable side, I will sometimes just Google, literally I just like Google search like vests under $50 or like whatever your price point is and like see what comes up from different vendors. I feel like Land's End would be a good one to try too because they're almost always having a sale. So like that sort of thing. And then search for brands that you know and love for vests and then just see if they're on sale. So like Pendleton would be a good one. Barber, those are usually more pricey, but like there's sometimes those sales. And then places I would say like Uniqlo. Uniqlo always has like bomb, really great winter wear and gear, and their price points are generally super affordable. So I would say check out Uniqlo. Let me know what you think. Someone else says chocolate leopard sounds incredible. I know, right? And brown in general is so underrated. I agree. I think brown is one of those colors where like a lot of us have just had a bad experience. Like in a shade of brown that just was like, uh-oh. It's like we shy away from it. It also is hard to find. It's like actually very rare in the market that you find brown pieces of clothing. Again, because I think the market, like designers think that people are going to think it doesn't look good on them. There's a shade of brown for everyone. So keep in mind, like we always think about brown as being like a very warm tone. And if you're not a warm toned person, that can feel like, brown's not for me, right? But there's also cool toned browns. You can have like a mahogany that's really deep and more on the cool side. There can be lighter tones of brown that have more kind of like that, like greenish, like gray undertone to them. So like brown does not have to be a scary thing. I agree, super underrated, and I'm so happy it's like all over Ann Taylor right now. So y'all can find me there. Very curious about how to wear a beret. So my trick for this is I put it on straight, like just regular, like a hat. And then I take the two like points at the sides, like the ends, and I just tilt it slightly. That's how I do my berets. Happy to do a video demo if you would like. Just let me know. I have a hat with a wide brim like that in navy blue that I wear all winter. Yes, I love like hats don't have to be just like whatever we find in the back of our closet. Like you can make a statement with a hat and it can still go with your style. So I'm all about that. Okay. So thank you guys for chatting in the comments. We're going to move on to jewelry. So in fall, a lot of times we're wearing like chunkier sweaters or different things like that, where sometimes having something at the neck doesn't feel as practical. You guys, I'm just going to continue to pull the shirt down. I mean, that's what's going to happen. Also, life hack, I am not wearing a strapless bra. I love bras from True & Co. I get the ones at Target, which are cheaper and work just as well for me, but they also have like their own True & Co. like site with bras. They're basically like no underwire, which has always been a problem for me because like your girls need some underwire, at least mine do. But the True & Co. ones, like they have great support even though there's no underwire. But what I love is like, I mean, basically like it kind of looks like a sports bra, but it's not compression-y. So like that's the bra and I just do it like that. And like I'm still all supported and whatever, and it's flexible and I love it. Sidebar, but just so you know, I am not getting into a strapless bra situation on a Friday for my health. So accessories. So a lot of times like we're in chunkier knits or sweaters or things where sometimes necklaces are like, how do I do that, etc. I'm happy to talk to you about that if you still want to know how to wear necklaces over chunkier things. But for today's purposes, we're going to focus on earrings. So earrings are a really great way in fall to still like bring visual attention to the face, which is where you want people looking to hear the words coming out of your mouth and hear all the intelligent things you have to say. And so we can use earrings as a way to still like kind of up that visual interest and keep the attention up here without kind of worrying about it competing with a neckline or a chunkier knit, like I said, where maybe that doesn't feel as easy. So here's what you need to know about jewelry. Scale is very important, meaning the size of the jewelry that you're about to put on makes a difference. So in general, what you want to think about is a principle called taking up visual space. Negative space. So pull my hair back a little bit. If my hair were up, you'd be able to see this even more. There's a lot of space between here and here, like skin, right? There's my little earlobe. There's a lot of space here. So if I were to wear a very small stud, it's cute. Actually, this isn't small. This is my small. I don't wear things that are really tiny. So this is about an inch in diameter. That is typically for me and my style. That's the smallest I'm ever going to go, is an inch in diameter. That's my stud. But so for me, this is a small earring. Okay. So like it looks fine. There's still quite a bit of space though between here and here. And more of that's going to be like a personal choice at that point, but just to kind of teach you the principle. Are y'all tired of me pulling at this top yet? I am. But to teach you the principle, what I more want to do is take up more negative space between here and here. So I could do something like this, right? So I'm shortening the gap between the skin that I'm showing here and my ear. And that's just going to look a little bit more balanced and a little bit more full. We get that? So think about the actual scale of your jewelry. How big or small is it relative to the amount of skin or exposure you have showing. If my shirt here, let's just do this because it wants to do it anyway. If we're more up here, right? I also love that you can wear it different ways. If we're more up here, there's less neck. There's like less, negative space to happen. So in that case, wearing something smaller, you can see the gap there is less. It looks a little bit more balanced. What do you think? You guys tell me, like, do you know these things already? Is this like a riff on something you already know and you're like, oh my God, I totally do that? Is this brand new for you? Like, tell me all the things in the comments. I don't think that there's a lot of education out there about like how to pick your jewelry, which I could do like a whole session on. But for now, just know that. So think about the scale of your jewelry relative to how much skin or how much like negative space there is between, what you have kind of on display. Another way to think about that, we're just talking about earrings, but if you were to do a necklace, right, which I could do when this shirt is pulled down because I've got more neckline going on, I would want to take up space here. And if I did that, then I could wear a smaller earring here because I'll have something to balance out and take up space here. So sometimes you kind of have to think about how your jewelry works with your other jewelry. But to keep it really simple, just think about earrings for now since it's fall. And we're not going to worry about what's going on down here as much. And then think about the scale of what you want to do. I hope that is super helpful for y'all. The last couple things that we are going to talk about, you guys know me, pattern, print, visual interest, like I'm all about it. It's the single easiest way to look like you did something with your style is to up the visual interest in a look. So again, visual interest is pattern, print, texture, shine, and color. So if you have a cardigan that you love, right? A basic cardigan, opt for that either in a color that you never usually go for, because if you never go, so here's the thing, most of us buy the same colors over and over and over, right? So it doesn't matter if it's like a new top, a new this or new that, most of us have like a palette that we end up defaulting into. So even if it's the exact same cardigan or whatever it is, just in a color you would normally never get, by putting that on and pairing it with things that you already own, it's going to feel like a whoa moment in your closet. And that visual interest will seem even more interesting because it's something outside of your norm. So if you're not big on prints or patterns, think about color. Think about using color to your advantage to be able to really kick up the visual interest on something and just kind of get out of your comfort zone. And then we've got like, this is just like what is this? It's a cardigan. So it's just like a long open front cardigan. Pattern, right? So having like a chunky cozy knit, but in these kind of like, I guess those are stars. I don't really know what they're doing, but it's just such an easy way to kick up that visual interest as well. When you're thinking about your fall accessories, your outer layers or your completer pieces are accessories too. So cardigans, jackets, purses, shoes. We talked a lot about that last week. Just keep in mind, those are really easy ways to be able to up your accessory game as well. Let's talk scarves, y'all. I'm excited about this one. I also saw one at Madewell recently. I'm like, ooh, I probably need that. So this is my new baby. Hi. So I will be layering this when it's less hot outside here in Texas to layer, but I'll be putting this on under jackets. So I tend to go for more neutral colors sometimes in my scarves so that I can wear them with everything. I used to be someone who would like change my scarves all the time. When I lived in New York, it was like part of how I got dressed. Of like this scarf, that scarf. I found, I don't know if it's the older I get or the lazier I get, or both. I tend to want scarves that are going to work with just about every coat that I put on. And I kind of have like one scarf for the season. So something like this, I know will look good with, I have coats that are a wine color, like that fedora, that I brought up. I have, like that's going to be like all day long. It's going to be great with navy, so whatever coat I have on, I know that I'll be able to rock this. And it's got, clearly I'm not stopping with the leopard print. So here she is. So I'm really excited about that. So scarves are a really great way, again, just to like up that visual interest, bring some attention up to your face, and have fun with an accessory without like a huge investment. And I think that's just a really great tip. Are y'all scarf people? Do you have a lot of scarves? Just a few scarves? Um, Tell me about your scarf life, your scarf journey. I think we can also do an episode in the future around like scarf storage, if that would be helpful to y'all. Maybe like winter clothing storage in general. Let me know. Let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in. Let's get into these comments. I think I do that, but I didn't really know what I was looking at. I just know when I need to switch my jewelry. Yeah, there are a lot of things, y'all, that like we actually have really good intuition about in our style. We just don't have the vocabulary or the education to know why we're doing what we're doing. We just know that it seems to work. And so you get so much confidence from having the vocabulary, having the tools and the understanding and the education that I love sharing with you all about why something works. When you know why it works, you're more confident in the outcome. You're more confident in your decision making, and you're more confident about how to repeat that in different situations. Because there's nothing worse than feeling like you achieved a level or you achieved a look once and you like have no idea how to do it again, right? So when you understand like the principles that are at work underneath why things worked, you can always translate them to different situations, and that's where confidence in your style comes from. So love that. If you have chin length hair, should you aim for earrings not to exceed hair length, or it doesn't matter? It doesn't matter. So there are some guidelines, I'll say, around like, like where your, your haircut, right? And like how different things can look. But like you can have a pixie cut and rock a huge earring. In the following two cases, I'll give you examples. If you have, say, like a turtleneck on, so it seems weird because you're like, where's the negative space? But because it's a turtleneck, everything's the same. So the negative space still ends up being between, say, here and here, because all of this is the same color. So you can still kind of have that like statement piece. You could have something much lower, like a neckline like this. And even with a pixie cut, you still have all that room to be able to do that. With chin length hair, I understand. I think the question is like, well, if my hair's here and the earring's like here, is that weird? It's going to depend on what you have going on down here. In general, it's not weird. I think it's more about the shape of the earring, the size of the earring, just kind of like whatever look you want to go for. So try it out. Post some pictures. Come into our cookies group. Post some pictures. Let us know how it works out. So the last thing I'm going to talk about with fall accessories is kind of a bonus segment, I'm going to say. I'm sorry, I'm looking around because I've already lost. I like having props for you all, and then I'm like, where did that go? Found her. Okay. So makeup. That is an accessory. So it's an accessory in terms of like what we put on our faces. You see that right away. I have more of like a lot of look on today, which I like getting dressed up for you guys. I'm going to say it. It actually like, I look forward to it in my week. I didn't wear any makeup yesterday. Maybe I had on mascara the day before, like not much, but I like being here with you. And I like playing around with new things so I can tell you about how they worked. So I last week and the week before last, went out and I checked out the Rare Beauty line. So this is Selena Gomez's line. It's available, I believe, only at Sephora. So I checked it out. I had watched some videos on it, like some reviews, and to me, it seemed like the lip products and the blushes were where it was at. The rest of the line didn't have like a lot of, the reviews weren't bad, but kind of like is this different enough to what I already own? So I tested, I think, 5 or 6 different colors in the lip glosses or souffles, which I'll talk about. I've got them right here. And then I also looked at the blushes. I liked the blushes a lot, but none of the colors were different enough to what I already have to really justify it. So I did like the way that they came out. They're like cream blushes. So for these guys, I picked up these 3. They are called, I think, matte lip creams or matte lip souffles. Matte scares me. When I see matte, I'm like, ooh, uh-oh, oh God. Like, I don't have time to have my lips all extra moisturized all day. Like, it gets drying. Like there's so many just like bad matte lip experiences that I've had where I'm usually like very cautious. So, y'all, I will say these are great. They're very creamy. I can like move my lips around and not feel like it's like a sandpaper situation. They're actually very creamy. So you get a matte look, but I don't think you're sacrificing anything in terms of the texture or that like horrible drying feeling that mattes can have. So the formula is really cool, like very much souffle, like she says. So I got 3 colors. I'm wearing Ascend right now. So this is the pink. And I'll manually zoom for you. I'm going to come in a little closer and just show you guys like what we're working with. So there is the applicator. It's kind of got like a unique shape to it. What I like about that is because it's tapered, it was actually really easy to apply. So sometimes with matte, you have to be really careful. Like if you go outside your lip line, you're like, who's cleaning that up? Like breakdown on aisle 2. So I really like that these made it really easy. So it's getting a little bit drier in the center of my lips, but I've been talking all day on Zoom, all day. I've already had 4 meetings. It's 1:30. And so I don't mind. Like I think it's wearing really well. I've also eaten and I've also been drinking coffee and water, and it's still on and I haven't reapplied. So I'm a fan. So I got this color, which is Ascend. This is the kind of hot pink that I have on. I decided to stay more neutral with my eye look today because I knew I'd have on quite a pop. I also have Fenty Strawberry Drip Cream Blush on in case anybody cares. The other ones I got were this one. The red is Inspire. It's an orange red, which is like basically my favorite red. I can't stop rebuying these colors. I love an orange red. I'm also basically wearing it on my body right now. Like I'm just a sucker for it. There's something about that kind of like hot orange that I just really love. So I brought that one. And then this last one is called Brave. This didn't work as well for me. It's like it's Sephora. It's like hard to like, you can't test anything anymore, so that's that color. I wanted it to be that kind of like nude. I think because it's more matte, it doesn't look as great on me. I'll put a little here so you guys can see. I think it's a really pretty color. It just, for me, it falls a little bit flat when it's on. I think it's a little bit too almost like orangey, and I look good in orange. But yeah, it wasn't quite what we wanted. But you can see the formula, like how creamy that is. Like most mattes don't glide like that. So I really suggest giving these a try. Someone said, good job drinking water. Thank you. You guys know it is an eternal struggle. I've had 6 ounces today. I'm gonna get on it. I'm gonna get on it. But so when we think about fall accessories, like a statement lip or a non-statement lip, right? Like this is like a pretty neutral shade, but like that can also be an accessory. So kind of a bonus there. I know not all of us are into like wearing makeup all the time or at all, which is totally fine. But if you're looking to play and you're looking to experiment, I do think that sometimes just like changing up your like lip color game can be a really fun way to add dimension and visual interest to a fall look. Thinking about it like an accessory can sometimes take the like fear out of it sometimes of like, how do I do this? I don't know about makeup, or like if that's you. And so if you're at all makeup curious, just experimenting with a lip can be, I think, just like a really fun way to do that. And again, if it's not your jam, like it does not have to be. I am not going to sit here and tell you you need to be wearing makeup. I actually don't believe that. But if you are curious about it, check out the Rare Beauty ones. I think that the formula is really nice. All right, y'all, that is the show today. I am so happy to have been able to connect with you, and like thank you guys so much who joined live. I know sometimes it gets crazy busy, but I always love when we can do this live and I get to connect with you guys in the moment. And then for my replay folks, I see you. I can't wait to respond to you in the comments and say hello. Please say hello as you watch, and let me know if you have any questions. So I will be back next Friday, 1 p.m. Central every week. I'm going to put a little plug in again for this quiz. Y'all, like so many people have taken it, and like it just like makes my heart so glad. People are like, you nailed it. Like, how did you know? Like, oh my gosh. So this is all about discovering your signature style personality. I think it's super fun. I mean, I ask questions that have like nothing to do with style also, so that it doesn't feel like you're in your own head too much. Like it's just like a really fun quiz. And if you haven't taken it, I hope you do. And let me know what you got. And I hope you have a blast. All right, y'all. This has been such a pleasure as always. I can't wait to connect with you next week. And I will see you on the flip side. Hope you have like a really, really amazing weekend too. Bye, y'all.